After the ball is over, after this game is done, after the die lot's finished, and you are short just one, many a knitter has made a tearful and desperate call, pleading with their local yarn shop, go after that ball.
Hello everybody, welcome to the Pen, Hook, and Needles podcast, episode 348. It is Saturday, March 23rd, as we are recording, despite what my notes say. We want to welcome all new and returning viewers. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
We're glad to have you with us. I am Marlisha, also known as Lady Fernico.
And I'm Talia, also known as Franciscan Gypsy.
As I said, we want to welcome all new and returning viewers to the Fun in the Woman Cave. If you are returning, we're glad to have you back. If you're new, we're glad that you found us and hope you will stay with us because we have a lot of fun here and we'd love to see you here. And if you're in the shadows, whether new or returning, please feel free to join officially the Ravelry group, which is where all the alongs and prize giveaways and things like that happen, and the YouTube channel, which is probably where you're at already, but if you're watching from the shadows, we'd love to have you join us. We do have a new member. Her name is Janine L. Martin. I don't know what her name is because her name isn't on there. I'm assuming it's Janine, but I'm not going to say anything about that because it wasn't there. So
I'm assuming it's Janine L. Martin.
I'm assuming it is. So welcome, Janine. We're glad, Janine L. Martin. We're glad to have you with us. If it's not
I feel like you sound like Teal'c or somebody.
Yes. Yes. Okay. Welcome aboard. We're glad to have you with us. Okay. Now, what are you drinking?
I have fewer projects. You
How
go
many
first.
projects do you have?
I only have 5.
Okay.
Yes,
right.
2 weeks and I've only worked on 5 projects. I am horrible.
And the only reason I have more than that is I got a little bit of a burst of energy toward the end of this week. It was really not, 2 weeks not conducive to doing much of anything.
It was really weird.
It was. So,
I barely got a week's worth done in 2 weeks. It was depressing.
We have been using our Memento Mori mugs because it is Lent.
And by have been, we mean we are currently, I don't know about you, but I haven't used it yet at all.
I have.
Well, you're a better person than me.
I am. This is my Plum Deluxe tea in strawberry rhubarb oolong tea. Savor those sweet summer moments. I know it's not summer, but it was one of my freebies, and I was looking through something that didn't require measuring, so I took it out. And this is all organic oolong tea, black tea, raspberry leaves, rhubarb pieces, rose petals, strawberry rhubarb essences, love, gratitude, and has caffeine. Okay? So this is the first time I've tried this, and it's really, really good. Let me just see if I can get this off without spilling it, because the heat has made it stay closed on there.
That's what's good for.
Yeah, but it was so stuck on there that I was afraid if I pulled it too hard it would spill.
Well, that's why you slide it.
I didn't want to slide either.
Didn't want to slide? Not the electric slide?
Oh, this is really good. It's sweet.
Sweet?
Sweet.
Sweet.
Okay.
Let's see if I can taste it.
Very, very good. Andy always does a good job with his tea.
Yes, he does. I can actually feel like I'm smelling a little bit of
Good.
something.
It smells really good. If I don't like a tea that Andy makes, which is very rare, it's not that I don't like the tea, it's just I don't care for a flavor.
Yeah, I'm tasting a little bit of something.
Well, good.
I think I'm tasting a little bit of strawberry, but I'm not completely sure.
Strawberry's not strong. I bet it's the rhubarb.
Maybe it's the rhubarb.
I mean, it might be
For
strong.
people who are newer, I actually have a really bad sense of smell. It's been getting worse. So a lot of times I can't necessarily taste things as well as a lot of people.
It could be the strawberry.
So I only catch like a portion of the taste now.
What is yours?
Mine looks really delicious. It's, first of all, let me show you this. Well, you're not going to be able, no, yeah, you can see the stain. That's what it stains like. It's like a pinky color.
It's really pretty.
And when it was...
It looks like the Germany tea.
When it was
They didn't say
steeping.
tiny houses.
When it was steeping, it was really pretty color. So this is Elements Blend Herbal Tea. This is, I got this actually last week.
Did you order it?
No, it was the last, I put my Plum Deluxe on hold because I have so much tea I need to drink through. And it was my last one for my last one was subscription before it went on hold.
Sure.
And I'm glad I got this one in.
I thought you said you had a purple package.
This was the purple package.
The one that you had on your table?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I hadn't opened it yet.
Okay.
So this is Elements Blend Herbal Tea, the support you need for strong foundations. It's hibiscus, rooibos tea, cloves, almond essence, love, gratitude, no caffeine. So let's see what this tastes like. I imagine it would taste very good.
It usually does. He has a very good sense with that kind of stuff.
I tend to like things that are almond. I
I do too.
I used to like
Hazelnut.
I
love hazelnut.
That was when I did drink coffee. I used to like hazelnut coffee.
Hazelnut is really good in hot chocolate and
Hazelnut
everything.
it just really crosses over well.
It does.
But this is almond, not hazelnut.
It's pretty good too. Has a different flavor to it.
Oh, it's pretty good. It's actually a really... Now, granted, I put double the leaves in so I'd be able to taste this. It's a nice, strong taste. What's it smell like?
Sure. Not much. I think maybe it's just the almonds is the overpowering, so it doesn't smell much. Wow, is there a citrus in this?
You see that little bite to it? I'm not sure what that bite is.
It's almost like a lime.
It's hibiscus, rooibos, cloves, almond essence. I'm not sure what the bite is.
That is really good.
Isn't it? It's not the Germany tea.
No, I'm gonna have to get that. I'm gonna have to get that.
Yeah, make sure you write it down because
Yeah, I'll get it from you later. I just bought something. I get stuff from Andy because I buy so much, and I kind of have too much right now. You can never have too much. I just don't have any place to put it right now.
yeah.
Okay, let me see here. Before we go further, though, into this with the upcoming things, we want to welcome our new moderator. We have a new moderator, and that's Brittany, who is B-Wing. We'll welcome Brittany to the moderating
Yay, Brittany!
group. We're glad to have you with us. She's been with us forever, so she'll be fine.
Forever.
So, yay. And we already welcomed our new members. So now we're going to go into upcoming, unless there's something else you want to talk about.
No.
Okay. Upcoming, we have autism awareness coming up. We have one podcast left in March. So after that's over with, I will...
Crazy. It feels like we just started March.
That means we're a quarter of the way through PHNT and Tales already. A quarter of the way finished. That freaks me out. Okay.
Freaking me out, man.
It's freaking me out. Okay. Anyway, upcoming autism awareness and Sparkle Like the Star You Are is coming up in April, as is, and those two are ours, PHN, and then so is the Tortoise versus Hare, which is Laura Concert. Okay.
Laura's baby.
And we will talk about these things as we get closer because I'm not sure. I think I have to speak to a certain member of the group to figure out what she's doing with us. So she's fantastic and she makes me happy. But anyway, she knows what I'm talking about. So we have those coming up. And then in other groups going on now, in Crocheting Whovian podcast group, that's a Creature Feature Cal over there. That's all year long, but the first quarter is coming to a close. That is Sea Creatures, which doesn't mean you have to stop doing Sea Creatures. It just means you don't get double for Sea Creatures after the end of March. I think she said the next one is Farm Animals. I think that's what she said.
Yeah, if I was intelligent, I'd actually do some double work on my sea turtle and finish it.
Yeah.
Finish her.
I know my sea turtle's not close enough to finish, but now if Farm Animals is coming, I'm going to try to finish my Brat.
I guess, yeah, cat can be a
Cat can be a farm animal. So I will probably try to do that because she's really close.
Yeah, because I don't have any others that are real farm animals, do I?
Well, birds, I guess, could be farm animals.
Not the ones I have.
Well, Bastion could. And so could
I don't really count
York.
those as farm animals.
Barn owls?
Okay, maybe the barn owl, but even that's kind of stretching.
Bunnies?
I think. Okay, bunny, yes.
Bunnies, owls, and kitty cats. And
okay, the dog.
puppies.
Puppy? I can see the puppies, the kitties, and the bunnies. I feel like owls are stretching it a little
Barn owls.
bit. Why would you even, I guess, take care of rats? Like, why
But
would
there
you
are-
have one?
There are barn owls. You don't have them. It's just, you don't own them. They're just there.
I don't know. That feels like a stretch.
And that, you can do the unicorn without the horn. Make it a pony.
You could.
So, yeah, there's a lot of Franciscan Gypsy design possibilities. The robin, that kind of thing. Anyway, so that's more than I want to say. She's doing that with Doc Firewoman, who is from the Diary of a Physicist Farm Gal podcast, okay? And she's also in the Crocheting Whovian group is the Whip It Good, which is completing all the whips. I'm sorry, Laura, I know you're doing other things. I can't think of them because I haven't written them down yet. So just check out her group for the things that are going on over there. She has a ton of things going on. And then Doc Firewoman is the host of the Diary of a Physicist Farm Gal podcast. I'm a little behind on her podcasts right now because I haven't been watching really anybody unless they are very short. So I can watch them in pieces. Because for Lent, I gave up listening to podcasts while I'm doing other things, certain other things. So I cut down some of my time. I will catch up as I can. But she has the 2019 Kid or Get Her Done. I Like Big Shawls and I Cannot Lie, which is with another podcaster. I don't know who it is. I apologize for that, but you can check that out over her group. The 2019 Farmer's Almanac Make-Along, which is going to be, right now it's still in March, but it goes through the whole year. So April, will be starting up in April. And that's a fun one because it goes along all year, as all hers do, but it changes every month because of whatever's in the almanac. Right. So that's really cool. I've never seen one like that. I like things that are unique, and that's unique. I thought that was cool. And then she's doing the creature feature, as I said, with Laura Concert. And there's another one. Never Have I Ever. And I keep procrastinating on putting things in because I keep starting things over again. So so that's a good one where you're starting new things, and that's also a year long. And I like her because Deborah, that's Dr. Firewoman, I like her because she's very personable. She's upfront what she knows. She lets you know what she feels and thinks, and she warns you about things in advance so you can know what to expect. And she's very knowledgeable, and she's, not afraid to try things. Very craft oriented, and she has a ton of animals. She's very smart. She's like a physicist. I think that's why she's a scientist or science teacher or something like that. And she's also a farmer, so it's really interesting. In the Comforting Crafts group, that's B-Wing, our moderator, has her own group, our new moderator. And she it's Comforting Crafts group, and she's got What Are You Reading? I think it's 19 Hats in 2019, 52 Dishcloths in 2019, and Color Work in 2019. And Brittany is fantastic. She is not a podcaster, but she's a wonderful person. She has a wonderful group. They're very charity-oriented. Okay, so
I need to put my colorwork stocking in there.
Yeah, I have to put stuff in there, too.
I need to poke Dan and Kay again to figure out how much my stocking is worth.
Yeah. Bee's Knees group, that's Vonnie, another one of our moderators. And this is also not a podcast group, but it's a lot of fun. And it's 19 of whatever, okay? I love Vonnie because she just kind of puts it out there, 19 whatever. So that can be fun, okay? And that's the Bee's Knees group. In the Never Cast Off podcast group, Deb's Destiny, this is Debbie, who is Blue Yarn Always, and Debbie, who is Deb's Destiny, and Blue Yarn Always, who is Sheila.
I'm not just playing my phone, guys. I'm looking at my pattern. And
this is the Tracking Stash, and I think they have something for Debbie's new pattern, her babushka, and I think they have something else, a shawl going on. That's like I said, I'm really behind, but they're well worth looking into. Vanilla Sock Pig podcast group, that's Vanilla Sock Pig, who is Stephanie, and she's wonderful. I think she's got 3 podcasts up right now. And I think she's getting ready to do her 4th one. I'm not sure. But she's got the Multiple Myeloma Cal going on. And she will be co-hosting with at least one of our alongs coming up recently.
Recently?
Coming up recently. No. Coming up
soon.
Okay? And she's fantastic. Go check out her Multiple Myeloma Cal. She calls it Cal Craft Along, so I don't have to say Cal Lao, whatever. So,
well, I think we're pretty much the only ones who say Cal Lao.
No, Laura does too.
Yeah, we did first.
Yes, we did. We did. So anyway, Stephanie's rules are in that group, and she's a lot of fun to listen to. She has a lot of neat projects, and it's fun to watch her. Packing Knits Designs group, that's Heidi. I think the coaster along is still going on. I'm not positive, but you might want to check that out. And then I don't have Elena's Crafts here, which I should. I'm not sure if she has any alongs, but I do want to call attention to her. She is one of our co-hosts for Ready, Set, Go, and I wanted to make sure that we told you about her patterns. Her hat pattern is out, her biscuit hat, and I think her sock pattern is in testing, or it is out. I can't remember what I saw on Instagram. So that's Lorraine, and she's wonderful. So, okay. Now, going on to Tea and Tails, I'm going to say the rules that pertain to all of our alongs in Tea and Tails, and then if something is different in another along that we're doing, I will mention that, but essentially the rules are the same, okay? So this one is a year long, and it started January 1st, and it runs through December 31st of this year. The projects must be knit, loom knit, or crocheted. Previous whips are allowed, but must be worked on during the time and must reflect the theme of tea and or tails.
Must protect
The tea, absolutely.
Yes, okay.
Projects must be tied in some way or shape or form to tea and tails, okay? And we're talking about fiction, okay?
Oopsie.
Historical fiction, yes, if it is definitely listed under fiction. If you're not sure,
Goodreads
is a good place.
I'm sure there's some
Amazon.
some library sites as well.
Yeah, Amazon's a good site. You can ask us, but we might not know, so you might want to just check. And you can, if you're unsure, just say, this is what it said on Goodreads, and we'll accept that, okay?
Right. We're not going to be like
No.
the police.
No, we're not going to be the novel police, okay?
Unless you happen to say something that's like truly ridiculous, like,
yeah, like, I don't know,
something.
something ridiculous.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's see, where am I? One whip per project per week, the FO whenever it's finished. We're talking about novels, graphic novels, chapter books, children's books, that kind of thing. They have to have a beginning, middle, and end type of thing. Okay. One whip per project per week, the FO whenever it's completed. We do have prizes, as we have shown in the past. I'm not going to show them now because it's still March, and I already showed them for this month.
So there.
And we are still putting things into the Mega Prize, and we have a Mega Prize from Cappy too, so that's awesome. Now, featured patterns. Franciscan Gypsy Designs patterns, Lady Furnicle Creations pattern, I only have the one. Joanna Johnson patterns, Mom Cook patterns, Studio Von Design, that's Vonnie patterns, and Laura Concert patterns that are in any way, shape, or form tied to tea and or tails. The yarn is that, and then the featured yarn, my yarn, is the featured yarn, and if you can tie any way, shape, or form those things to tea and or tails, you'll get double chances at a prize. If you can tie my yarn use my yarn and the pattern that's featured, and that is tea and or tails, and you finish it, you get 3 chances at a prize. But you are responsible for multiple posting, because we have a wonderful, active, fairly large group, and we might miss multiple postings, so you have to do it yourself, okay? And just say why, okay? And you guys are awesome, you already do that, but just for newcomers, okay? The tag is PHN TNT, the letters TNT, like Dynamite 2019 on Ravelry, and PHN TNT 2019 on Instagram. The other yarn that's featured is Cappy's, the Yarn and I, because she's our co-host, and we want to support her, okay? And she's got the Tea and Tails shawl kit and pattern available, and she's given us a 25% discount. The discount is in the dedicated thread for Cappy's discounts, and she has been incredibly generous with us for this year. So check out that dedicated thread if you're interested in that, okay? She's amazing, all right? And we're really very happy to have her with us for this. Oh, let's see, where am I? That's prizes and things. I'm sorry, guys, I'm looking to see what I'm... Okay, the Ready, Set, Go has only about a week to go. And it's been going strong. It's really hard to stay up to date with that thread. It is absolutely amazing. I love seeing all the projects and all the support and all the chatter. It's amazing. You guys are awesome. We have a wonderful co-host for this. That's Elenis Crafts, Lorraine. We mentioned her just a minute ago. She has the biscuit hat out, which is a featured pattern. The rules are basically the same, except that the things must have been started no earlier than January 1st of this year. You can't put whips in and all that kind of stuff, but the project has to be started by January 1st. After January 1st. January 1st and after. I need tea.
I wasn't listening to you this entire time, so...
I need tea. Thank you. Tea. Okay.
Mom, if this makes you think of, like, Darkwing Duck or something. I am the duck who flaps in the night. What's the next part?
Oh, I can't remember.
Davina
would know. Davina would know it.
I'm not sure if she would anymore.
She might. Anyway,
but that's what makes me
you're
think of all of a
interrupting
sudden.
me. Stop.
Let's get
dangerous. Don't get me started. Okay. We're very glad to have Lorraine co-hosting this with us. Okay, and this, like I said, runs to the end of March. Chatter and Pictures in the same thread. I'm not going to go through all the stuff here. The featured patterns are the biscuit hat and anything else by Lorraine that's out. Endless Crafts, my pattern, my yarn, and Talia's
So
patterns.
if it's not out, they can't do it?
What?
If it's not out yet, they can't do it?
No, they can't.
Oh, okay.
No, they can't. The biscuit hat, anything by Endless Crafts, my yarn, my one pattern, Talia's patterns, anything that is finished object in those things is eligible for 2 chances at a prize. And if you do a pattern that is featured and my yarn as a finished object, that's 3 chances at a prize, as always. Okay. And we have a copy of the biscuit hat pattern that was donated by Lorraine. We have skeins of yarn in different colors for different patterns from different people. So we have like 5 or 6 prizes for this. So it's great. Okay, and people have been generous, so we appreciate that. And then we have the PHN I'll Be There For You Cal, which is also ending. And I'm so excited to see all the shawls. They are awesome. People have done things with the shawl in terms of color combinations that I would never think. And it's just beautiful. I love it. I'm so excited enough people liked it to do more than one shawl. And it makes me happy. So this was February 1st through March 31st. And all WIPs and FOs will be eligible for a prize. I'm sorry the coupon code is finished now. But I thank everybody who bought patterns from me. Thank you very much. If you use my yarn, you will have 2 chances at a prize for the finished objects, so that's awesome too. And we have a prize that is Lady Fernico Creations Long Sport Yarn bundle. So there's 2 yarns. One is Lump of Coal and the other is Faint of Heart, not for the faint of heart, and it's 328 yards each. So you're going to have like 656 yards of kind of a sport fingering weight yarn. So that's kind of a good price, I think. But let's see. Okay, that's the code. Okay. All right, so that's about it. I'm afraid, and if I missed anything, I apologize. I always feel like I'm missing something, and I can't remember what it is. So, there you go. Okay, go ahead. Oh, my turn, huh?
Yeah, because how many projects do you have again?
9 or 10, I don't know. Let me
Yeah,
see.
to my 5.
Let me see. I have 1. I'm counting now. 2, 3, 4. It's been a while since I've done this. 5, 6, 7.
I'm trying to pick up stitches, guys, which
8.
is why I'm like staring fixedly at my knitting.
9. I have 9.
Yeah, to my 5.
And before anybody gets impressed, some of them are very, very small.
Some of mine are like 1 row or 2
Yeah,
row. Like I
yeah.
don't know.
I didn't want to
what
do
went on
anything.
this
I
week.
didn't want to do anything this week. I was kind of,
Most of my knitting was actually done on the day that I didn't feel well, which
Yeah.
is weird.
and some of mine, I had to like tink back or rip back because I made a mistake, and I was just like, okay, all right. In my, yes, I still have this thing going. In my Kikiboo bag, Kikiboo Holiday Owls bag, is my Sherbet Toddler Hat project. This is just a loom knit hat, basic loom knit hat, and I didn't do a whole lot on this.
Have
I've
you
been-
looked
I've been
into more the one with the X-shaped one, the cross one?
It's expensive.
Is it?
Yeah, it is.
Well, you have birthday money.
Yeah, I know, but I don't know if I want to spend that much money on something I might not use.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm keeping it in mind. Yeah, my husband said, you haven't used your birthday money yet. I said, yeah, just, okay.
A couple months later.
Yeah. So that's how far I've gotten. I think I've been really tired, so I just kind of do what I can when I can, and then when my husband gets home, sometimes I knit and sometimes I don't. I haven't had a lot of motivation.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know where my motivation's
So,
been lately.
it's
It's
just-
just been like non-existent.
So there it is. And I hope I can finish that this week. I had hoped to have more things finished this week, but
I feel like I've been a failure of a knitter this week. These 2 weeks.
I mean, I did a lot of projects, but there, it's just what it is, I guess. My next one, okay, my next one is what I want. I thought I was going to finish this. This is the one I was talking about that I had to rip it back a little bit. I was sitting there talking to Laura and Stephanie. I think it was Laura and Stephanie. And
So
the
you're going to
weekend.
call them out to make sure that everyone knows it's their fault.
Yes. I think it was Laura and Stephanie I was talking to. I think it was somebody else in there too. Maybe Nikki. I forget who was in there. All of the people who were in there. But I said, does this look right to you guys? And they're like, no, not quite. And then looking, oh, okay. So I had to pull it out. I I'm not quite to where I was when I got on the VKN, but I did make a bit of progress on this. This is the one I was really hoping to finish it.
Oh yeah, I remember you saying that was part of your goal 2 weeks ago. You're like, yeah, I'll finish this in 2 weeks.
But what was happening was I'd done it once before with this. I finally gave up reading the pattern. I'm reading my stitches now. So what happened was I started, as Laura put it concisely, you increased where you're supposed to decrease and decrease where you're supposed to increase. I switched it.
That's really talented, Mom.
Yeah, I just switched it. So, because I don't always mark my pattern or whatever it is I'm counting on, even if I do the book, I don't always mark it. So I just said, okay, I'm going to read my stitches because this is a simple enough pattern that I can do it.
Good. That's a step towards growing up as an inner, Mom. You're
This
getting so big.
This is crocheting, not knitting.
Okay, well, fine. Crafter. You know what I'm saying.
Isn't that pretty? Look at how pretty. It goes with my black.
Everything goes with black.
But look.
It does. It goes very nicely
pops.
with your black.
It pops. So, you can see, this is my Knitting's My Bag Autism Awareness Sweater Size Bag by the lovely Lois. And you can see I still have where I rewound it into like a ball on top of the cake. So I'm almost to the point where I was before. I can kind of see the cake peeking out. So maybe I'll finish this next week. Maybe. If I don't make any more mistakes and my hands cooperate.
But if you finish it, then you won't have the joy of working the yarn anymore.
I know. It makes me unhappy. Oh well.
Because it's not like you can get that yarn again.
Yeah, but it doesn't make me unhappy enough not to want to wear it. So I didn't have to block it and everything. So that's that. And I do love the yarn. The yarn is Gourmet Stash Stout Sock.
Yeah, I'm not even sure she's dyeing yarn anymore.
I don't think she's dyeing anything anymore.
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't heard anything about her since she closed the shop, which was about 5 years ago.
Now, granted, I'm not as active in listening to podcasts anymore as I used to be, simply because I don't have the time.
But I haven't seen her either. She used to share a booth at Maryland Sheep and Wool with that wood. He does like spindles. And, what, Peacock? Is it no?
I know who you're talking about.
I can't remember, but he does really nice
spindles
and some.
Is it around the world?
No, not
Into
on
the world.
No, not Into the World. It was he does spindles. Emily used to like him. He used to do or he does like shawl pins, and he does some hooks, and he does spindles, a lot of spindles, and all that kind of stuff. And they're really nice. They're a little out of my price range, but they're very, very nice. I mean, well worth it, I'm sure. Because they're hand done, and they're beautiful, but I just couldn't afford it. So, absolutely gorgeous stuff. But I bought the yarn there because she was, I don't know if she was sharing a booth or she was right next to him or what it was. But
yeah, I can't remember. It's too long ago.
It's your turn, you oboe head.
I was conversing with you.
But it's your turn.
Okay.
My Sea Spray shawl is from the Tidal Wave Shawl pattern by Tamara Kelly.
Oh, okay.
And the hook is an E-hook.
Is it my turn now?
Electric Turquoise was the colorway I didn't want to do. Yes, it's your turn, so hurry up, you oboe head.
Well, I don't know. I'm afraid now that you're going to start talking some more.
Well, you don't talk fast enough. You just sit there
and
be rude.
Ha 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 ha. Yes.
All right, Sean Connery, get a move on.
Okay, so sorry, I was picking up stitches, and I think I got the last one. That was tight.
Yeah.
So, in my sorry. I really apologize.
Spring has sprung over here. We're starting with allergies.
Yes. So I'm not going to show this yet because it's, I will. This is my Ho Ho Ho.
Oh, yeah, okay. I almost thought that was a hat.
No, it's the Ho 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 stocking, and it's by General Hogbuffer.
That makes me smile every time you say it.
It's a free pattern. And basically, so it's a Christmas stocking. It doesn't look like one right now. I'm going to be pulling out this bright green because this was my initial cast on. Oh, thank you. This is my initial cast on. And I'm going to be yanking out this bright green. And then with the live stitches on here, I'm going to knit them together with the ones down here to give it that kind of an edge.
Really pretty.
It's not showing up very well on the camera, though.
That's really pretty.
This one up a little better. The contrast is a lot better.
Would you do like a cuff first and then
Well, you do this part first.
Is that a cuff? What is it?
It's just a normal, well, first you cast on with the bright green. Then, and this is free pattern, so I'm not giving away anything. Then you just knit stockinettes.
Right, but what I'm asking is what is this?
That's a cuff.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking, because I was wondering, are you going to go down this way or if you're going to go down this way?
No, down this way.
Okay.
Oh,
I see what you're doing. Yeah, okay.
It makes this double layered up here.
Gotcha, okay.
And you gives you this really pretty edging. So.
Very pretty.
And this is a bunch of different yarns. The colors I'm currently working with are Mad Tosh. Joshua Tree is this olivey green, and the other one is oh, that one's not. This one, other one is not Mad Tosh.
I was going to say, I didn't think you had all Mad Tosh.
This one is Knitted Wits, and the colorway.
Whatever this is pretty.
It is pretty. Black Forest. I mean, I do have other Mad Tosh that'll be in here, but I haven't started it yet. I have Mom's Not Quite a Pug. Stay.
That made me laugh.
This is Dragonfly Fiber, and this is
Airport Hot Sauce?
Airport Hot Sauce.
Hey, I got it.
This one is, I can't even remember what this is. This is some yellow I happen to have in my stash. Like I said, I only had the one that was Mad Tosh.
You're an equal opportunity.
Thought I had another red.
Did
I
you?
did have another red.
Are you sure?
Yes. Where did it go?
Well, you can find it after the podcast.
That's a little distressing.
I'm sure you'll find it.
Hopefully I didn't leave it at the retreat.
Oh, I hope not.
I don't think so, though, because I was showing the colors to somebody.
Well, you know, you were showing it to Mary Frances, right? Is that her name, Mary
No,
Frances?
I wasn't showing it to her.
Is that her name?
It was her name, but I
Okay.
wasn't showing it to her.
Oh, who are you showing it to?
I forget who I was showing it.
Whoever it was you were showing to knows who we are. If you'd left it, they would have brought it.
Yeah, and I think I would have seen if I left. It was darker red. I had a darker red in there too.
It was like a Miss Babs Blad or something, or
I can't remember what it was. I'm gonna make sure I didn't.
her bag is another Knitting's My Bag sweater size autism awareness. Hers
Well,
has
no,
the
the
purple.
one that actually.
Well, wasn't it in here? In there?
Yeah, but it wasn't there. But the one that I'm
the
using
Christmas
for the
bag.
main one is the Christmas one from Swisher USA. I really hope I didn't lose that red, because I had my colors picked out specifically.
Yeah. Well, you'll find it.
That's distressing, because it was all stash.
Yeah. We'll have to take a look for it. We'll find it. Okay. In my Silver Shed USA large Eeyore bag is my School Marm shawl project from the Easy A pattern by Laura Smoot. And yes, this has been over a year because it's been sitting because I got distracted. Because it's not difficult. I love this pattern. The yarn is Miss Babs Yowza and the Gotta Love Me colorway. And I did a little bit on this. I really like this because it's very subtle in the, I'm not sure if it's black or if it's just a really deep red with kind of a brown. Can you see this? It's kind of, the lighting's not really picking it up. It's coming up as shadows, but maybe you can see it better in the skein. Can you see the darker parts of the yarn? I love Miss Babs. It's good yarn. So yeah, I made some progress. I think I maybe did a few rows on this. And I'm enjoying this. It's very nice. It's very relaxing knit. The only time I have to pay attention is when we do the increases and stuff. And then it's a pretty, it says Easy A for a reason. It's an easy pattern. And Laura did a good job with it. Laura Smoot. Okay, I have to do another one, I think.
I'm very upset.
Okay, my other one that I'm going to show right now is my On Cloud 9 project from the Lala Simple Shawl pattern by Lara Linneman. And this is, I'm using ChiaoGoo red lace, and I did some work on this. I finally started the third ball of yarn. This is a natural yarn that I got from Heidi, who undid yarn ages ago. And I did a little bit of work on this. This is what I wanted to work on, this and on my blue shawl, but I didn't get a lot of work done on this one. I need to work on this before it gets too warm to have me want to do it. But
Although we usually keep it pretty cold in the
yeah,
house.
we do. Look at that. I was going to take it with me to the hairdresser yesterday, but I was getting some color put in my hair, and all I could see was getting color on the shawl, and that would ruin it. So this is absolutely beautiful. I just love the pattern. It looks like there's a mistake in here, but it's not. It'll block out. And a little pucker, it'll block out. But I'm enjoying this. I love this pattern, and as soon as I finish this one, I think I'm going to dye up some yarn and start another one.
What color are you thinking?
I was thinking maybe the lavender Earl Grey.
Okay.
Maybe. I haven't decided yet. So that's all I have to say about that.
Okay, so I guess it's me again. I'm mourning the loss of my other red skein. I don't know what happened to it.
Well, it's not lost until you can't find it, and you might be able to find it still. So
I don't know where else it would be.
this bag is my Valeria bag. My Valeria Fruits bag. Our gardener in the group. Valeria got me this. She's been really busy in the garden lately.
What is that time of year?
Yeah,
for her?
she goes all whole hog. I'm amazed at her ability in the garden. I mean, she just has so much energy for that. She's very talented in that area.
Okay, so while I continue to mourn the loss of my red yarn, because this is mourn worthy.
I keep thinking of Drax. What does this monster have to mourn? He's holding on to Thanos' legs, and Mantis is on top saying he's in pain, he's mourning.
Oh, okay.
Just before Nebula says what sets Quill off.
Yes. So in my Silver Shred USA Fun in the Woman Cave bag is my Felicia the Sea Turtle, which is based off, which is on my what's my original pattern called?
Terra.
Terra, thank you. Terra the Sea Turtle pattern. Yes, I know my patterns. I left the shell in the other room because I didn't plan ahead.
You are a bad planner.
I am a bad planner.
You're
But
an awful person.
the shell is this color.
That's my happy you know it, isn't it?
Yep, happy you know it. And then Mom had also dyed some green and pink for me.
Yeah, this is a Lady
The
Vertical
bottom of the shell
Creations.
is this color.
That's a Lady Vertical Creations pattern, yarn
Yes.
turtle.
She's being made to sit in my office.
I'm gonna miss her. She's so pretty.
This is one of her back legs. Here's her other back leg. Then I'll have to work on her tail and her front fins. And then she'll be done.
The fins that go on forever.
Those fins will take a while.
Yeah.
That's why they're being saved for last.
That's like York's wings, although they are longer. We have decided they are longer than
Yes.
even York's wings. I usually do the wings and the fins two at a time because they're long. They take a while. Okay, and it's easy to just kind of put a stitch marker there to hold it and then go. Even if you don't have to have two hooks, you can just go back and forth.
Right.
Okay, this one is in my. Oh, I looked at this like my Knitting's My Bag Gnome bag. Did I work on this? This is my Knitting's My Bag Gnomes bag, and it's my I'll Be There For You pattern. My shawl, the Precious Heirloom shawl. This is Lucky Jenny Knits yarn that she gifted to me. I don't know, 2 or 3 years ago, and I finally found the pattern that I thought would work with it. So this is how it's working out. It's taken me a while because it's a fingering weight yarn. And actually, I did this pattern. I think I originally did it for a DK. I have to go look at DK. But as a fingering weight, I think it's gonna be a really nice scarf size shawl. And then I saw some people doing the worsted weight, and it's really a nice size shawl too. So I think I'm happy to know that my pattern works in so many different yarn weights. So this is I like the way this is working up, and this might go to my well, I don't want to say who it is because she might decide to watch, but it's definitely her colors. because I love the yarn, but she will wear this.
Mm-hmm.
I would wear it, but she these are her colors.
Right.
So, and I'm getting the pleasure of working the yarn, and that's what Jenny intended. So, I'm excited about that. Thank you very much, Jenny. This is a wonderful yarn to work with. How many do you have left?
3.
3? Okay, I have 4, so I guess I can do one more. Okay, I should mention Lucky Jenny Knits. I'm not sure if she's still podcasting. To check and see. Okay. All right. In my, what bag? In my Me, My Dog, and Some Yarn bag. This is the one I said. I completely drew a blank. What is in this bag? I don't have any idea what I worked on. So I won this from Heidi, and the bag maker is Me, My Dog, and Some Yarn. That's Kim. Hi, Kim. I see her busy on Instagram. And this is my Little Boy Blue Baby Hat project from the Hand Knit Pull On Baby Hat pattern by Ray of Hope. I'm using a US 7 for this. And this is interesting because we knit it flat, and then we're going to seam it so the ribs go like this. So it's not going to go like this, it's going to go like this. At least I think that's how it's going to be done. And this is fun. It's a relaxing knit. I can get a couple rows done, at a sitting and not.
Oh, I didn't have a dark red. I used the yellow instead of dark red.
Okay.
I was letting you on after all.
I don't listen to you anyway.
Wow, you're rude.
So this is fun. And the yarn for this is Knit Picks Bravo Worsted in the Sky colorway.
That's pretty.
Yeah. This is not hard, it's just I don't feel like working on anything. And I don't particularly care. I love my Chow Goos, even the ones that had this, but I prefer to have the straight out.
Well, I actually bought the Knit Pro Zine.
Yes.
When I realized that the needle size I needed and the cable size I needed only had the bent Chow Goo needles.
Right,
I was like, well, then that kind of...
The thing I'm finding about the Zings is that I don't like how long the needle is.
I don't have a problem with that.
I have to go back because I haven't really done a lot with those yet. I'm gonna have to go back and see if it was just the particular project I was doing. Because I do like the needles. I don't care for the cable. I do like the needles in terms of the weight and the feel and the pointiness of the needle itself. I think. What was that?
That was your computer doing something.
Oh, I think the needle was a little long, but I'm not positive, so don't quote me on that. But
well, I think it is a long needle. If you look at this needle in comparison to this needle.
Well, that's a tiny needle. I don't have any like that though. Let me take out my this needle here. Here, this would be better. Maybe not long.
You gotta remember, this is also shorter. This is a 16-inch.
And this has got the curve to it.
Yeah.
But still, it's not longer. So it may just be that the thing I was working on, I think it had like knit front and back like several times, or knit, like it was something I had to do like multiple things in a very small space, which probably would have been problematic in any needle for me. So maybe that's what it was. But I do love the needle itself. Not crazy about the cord, but it might be good for Magic Loop.
I think it'd be very good for Magic Loop. I haven't used it yet for Magic Loop, but
I think that's what I'm going to try it with for Magic Loop. But it is. I do like the needle because it has just enough point, like the Chow Goos, it has enough point to get under.
Yeah,
and
I'm not a huge Magic Looper.
Yeah. Well, I got a set of large, not the Chow Goos, Knitter's Pro Zings. So I could try Cappy's yarn with the double yarns. Right. And see if that helps me to pick up, to get underneath both of them. So that'll be interesting to see. Okay, I think it's your turn.
Yes, I think you might be correct. So, in my... I'm sorry, guys. I have this problem when t-shirts are made so they go up too high, like here. But
yeah, I don't like that either. It's just... It's too constricting.
Yes.
Don't forget your marker.
No, I won't. I'll remember when I knit these two together. Right now, if I put it on, it's just going to keep falling off. So in my Silver Shed USA tree frogs bag.
I miss when you used to say tree turtles.
I grew up.
But I like it when you said tree turtles.
It has been years since I've called this a tree turtles bag.
It made Laura happy when you said tree turtles.
It used to make a lot of people happy. So this is the On the Forest Floor by Simone Caritz. And my foot's falling asleep, so hold on, let me uncross my legs. And I'm using Miss Babs Yowzawetta Skein. I think she just calls it Yowza anymore. It's not even Yowzawetta Skein.
Yeah, I think it's just Yowza now. And they have officially labeled it DK now.
Yeah, I don't know if she did a different base or she's just officially labeling it what
It's
it
the
is.
same yarn weight and
Oh,
everything.
okay, so it's probably
I think they just went, because they always said that even when they had it as a worsted, light worsted, they had it said that this works very well. Our customers say it works very well for DK projects and use it for DK projects. So I think they just decided they were going to name it DK.
So,
That's really pretty.
the colorways, thank you. This is Squash Blossoms Yellow, green is Dragon's Flight, blue is Inkwell.
That's very pretty.
And I think I only worked the yellow row.
That's okay. It was worked on. With us, you're going to see it. Whether we worked half a row or we worked 10 rows, you're going to
Worked
see
the
it.
yellow row.
Work the yellow row.
I might have done, I might have done one row of blue and one row of yellow. I can't remember. It wasn't very much.
It was what it was.
But
That was deep, wasn't it?
it was very deep.
was
I'm
very
overwhelmed by the depth
The
of it.
depth of it. I'm drowning in the depth of it. Okay. This one is one you haven't seen for a while. In my Ploverbird Mickey Mouse bag, this is the medium one. I love this little bag. It's cute. Is my Colorful Birds wrap from the Show Off Boomerang pattern by April Klitsch. I'm using US 9s and Test Designer yarns.
You just threw.
Superwash Merino worsted. Oh, there's where my pen went. Okay. I put that in there probably when I was at the hairdresser. And I put everything away.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, I'm trying to... There we go. I actually did a lot of work on this. I did about 6 rows on this. But it's kind of hard to really focus when people are talking to you. So, you can see...
How dare they talk to you?
Yeah, how dare they talk to me. And look at my cute little stitch marker. This is by Maureen, Victorian Studio Podcast. She is extremely talented.
What happy colors.
Yes, you bought me this skein for Mother's Day a couple of years
And
ago.
it's really funny because it's not normally shades it's...
Well, it looked different when it was in the skein, it
looks kind of beachy.
Yeah, it's very much not my colors,
Yes,
but like the one you're working,
yeah, I was thinking about that one. I actually wanted to work on that, and I was like, oh, but I don't have it out here. That's not really intelligent.
so this is by Maureen. That's Victorian Studios. She has an Etsy shop and a website. I don't know what the website is. And
That's even lesser colors than the ones that I picked up, because at least the shade of the pink was kind of the pink I liked, and the shade of the blue.
well, I like the blue. I like this
Yeah.
blue.
But that yellow really
And I like
isn't.
this green. But
Yeah.
the combination is not really my
No,
colors.
it
I
really
have
isn't.
no idea what I'm going to do with this when it's finished. But
Booth.
yeah, it might be. So if you are looking for stitch markers, this is actually Progress Keeper. I don't know if she does stitch marker sets. I didn't see any in her shop, but I know she has done them in the past. I know she has autism awareness ones out there. And she's always been very, very good about putting autism awareness stitch markers. I don't know if she'll be doing it this year, but she has in the past making autism awareness stitch markers to go with our along. So check out Victorian Studios. Maureen is fantastic. Her podcast is fantastic. They have a lot of alongs going on you might want to check out. So, and that was a little bit of a departure, but I wanted to make sure I said something about that. 'Cause she's really great. She did the artwork for my ball bands, which is very talented. So this is the shawl. It's a Colorful Birds wrap, and I did, like I said, about 6, maybe even 6, 8 rows on this yesterday while I was sitting. Maybe not quite 8 rows, sitting there waiting for my color to set. So that's that. Your turn.
How many do you have left?
2? No, 3.
Okay, I have 2.
You have 2?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay.
I was gonna say you should have had to go double a couple more times, or one more time at least.
Let's see here. Okay. All right. The next one I'm doing is in my Silver Shed USA. I pulled out a lot of my Silver Shed USA bags this time. Excuse me. Excuse me. Goodness.
No.
is my Bobbing Along baby blanket, and this is just a very simple double crochet baby blanket. I'm not even doing a pattern. It's just Davina gave me the yarn, and this was a Surabel pattern blanket, but I had to stop doing that because of my hands. Anybody who has watched the podcast any length of time knows that I love the Surabel pattern. It's absolutely
That was
amazing.
like your thing. What is it? 2 years ago?
Yeah,
3 years
I
ago?
I did that pattern. I
I
have
feel like it was more like 3-4 years ago that you.
I have double-digit projects in that pattern.
It's a free pattern, right?
I don't know if it's a free pattern, but she's fantastic. She is.
It was like your Diana's hat.
Yes. Why don't I have who did
That was when I was obsessed with Zuzu's petals.
Right.
Although you still knit more of those than I did, or crochet more of those than I knit Zuzu's petals.
Yeah, I made that pattern. To me is very versatile. The designer is very sweet. I asked her what multiples were so I could do things with it. She gave me an answer, and I've done shawls, I've done blankets, I've done cowls. I mean, I love the pattern. This is not the pattern. This is just double crochet. Okay, this is just. But I did want to give her.
Who's the designer? Just that way.
I can't remember. It's not on here because if you look on my project pages, you'll see Surabel pattern. It's SURREYBELLE, I think. Just look at my project page. I have like double digits of this
Did you
pattern.
make its own tag, like its own
Yes.
section?
I think
I
I think I did. I'm not sure.
I know I did that for Zuzu's and Diana's.
If I haven't, I'll have to go do that because that's probably the pattern I've made most of any pattern. And she is absolutely fantastic. And if you want to
Even
give
more
her,
than New York's?
than what?
Than York?
I made more than New York's, yeah. Because I would do that in the car, like going to retreat or whatever, and I'd do 2 of them. You know, I'd do 2 on the way to the thing, or 1.5, and 1.5 on the way back, and 1 in the middle.
And you pick up yarn while you were there to make another Surabel.
Yeah, so I did a lot of them. And I really can't say enough about the designer and the pattern. I think it is a free pattern, but I'm not sure.
I feel like it might be.
Just check her out if you give her some love if you are looking for a pattern that would be great for a charity blanket.
Kind of like the
or-
bankhead for Dan.
Yes, I think we all have our patterns that we do that. You know, so that's this. And this yarn was given to me by Davina. I have 1 skein that was my own, and Davina picked up 2 skeins for me for my birthday or Christmas or something. So that's that.
I am halfway through picking out stitches. I actually did a pretty decent job picking up stitches before I put my needle through.
Why are you doing that when you know you have to?
What? I
What?
can stop.
You oboe head.
Meh.
Met. Mit. Mit.
Okay, anyway. She's weird.
What?
I said that I was informing them that you were weird.
I'm not fat.
Okay, so in my Christina Mama C tutor bag.
Hey, Christina.
Hello. Well, you saw me working this at the beginning of the podcast. This also only has like 2 rows done on it, and I fell asleep working on it last night.
Mine.
So this is Mom's on the Forest Floor by Simone Caritz. Also using Miss Babs yarn.
Isn't that gorgeous? Look at that. Isn't
Definitely Mom's colors.
Love it.
So we have, like I said, it's Yowza.
Zing is the blue. Is
Zing is the bright blue.
that Trust Me?
This is Trust Me.
Okay.
And this one,
That's not Tara, is it?
it's Tara.
Okay.
It's Mom gave me the yarns. The only one I pick up like on my own probably would have been the Zing.
And I've given you Zing on occasion.
Yeah.
What happened was, and those of you who've been with us for a while, my hands had gotten so cranky at one point that I couldn't do hardly anything. I have one of these on the needles, but I didn't think I was going to be able to finish it. So I gave Talia yarn, and she's making me one. So if I don't finish it, I still have one.
Right, because now I'm getting up in quite a few for
Yes.
my On the Forest Floor because I have.
You have like 6 or 7 of them, don't you?
No, I don't. Not that many. No. They take too long to knit for that.
Well, you have this one?
I have this one. I have the brown one
And the black?
and the black
That's
one.
3.
This is 3.
This is 4.
This one's not mine, though.
No, I'm
But
just saying
how many I've knit?
4.
Yeah. 4.
And then 5.
5, 6.
So I was close. 6
Yeah.
or 7.
I haven't hit 7 yet.
Nope.
But, and this is using my,
Now, see, these look a little longer.
there's Prozing, yeah.
These look a little longer.
I think they are. They
I think
tend
that-
to be long.
I think these are like 6 inches, aren't they? Or maybe 5? I don't know.
I'm
They
not
seem-
sure.
They're a little longer than
I
used
love
to.
the fact the needles are purple
Yes.
with this project.
Yes. It's like
Because
a
it
peacock.
just feels like it goes.
Peacock.
And I do call this my peacock project. And And I only got, I guess I should actually show the project a little bit better. I only got about 2 rows done.
But progress was made.
Yes.
There we go. Can you see the... There.
So
Can't see the edging there.
I'm headed
Very
into
pretty.
more of Terra for several rows of stockinette. So
Very pretty.
I have to admit, Terra's not one of my favorite colors of Miss Babs.
But it does look good.
It
in
does.
this.
I tend to go when I knit these. I tend to. These were Mom's yarn choices, but a lot of times I don't tend to go with for the variegated for any of the colors. I tend to go all plain colors.
I usually don't like working in variegated. I work with a lot of variegated, but I like it as an accent.
But if you look at all my other On the Forest floors, except for the first one where it was a yarn kit, none of my yarns are variegated.
I like a tonal.
Yeah,
I
I think the one for my first one was a tonal.
Yeah, where your mushroom, whatever it was.
It was the Mushroom Hunter.
Yeah.
Because it was, let's see, the deep brown I absolutely loved. Oh, that was so
It was gorgeous, yeah.
I was wearing it at work the other day. I was talking to one of my coworkers, like, yeah, this brown is awesome. Because we were talking about how we like browns and oranges and, you know, all those different kind of colors.
Okay, this project might be new.
Can't remember?
I can't remember. I don't have a name for it. I've got To Be Determined project. It's the hashtag Zip Knit pattern by Susan Ashcroft. And I'm using US Aces. Yes, Aces. New. These are Telugu red lace circulars. And,
Now, what was it? Is a deuce in card playing? Is that a...
what?
There's a card play, they call something a deuce. I guess this is a 2, a deuce.
A deuce is a 2, yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought it was like a nickname for a different... I don't play cards.
Okay. This is in my... I only got a very, very, very small start on this. It's,
I don't feel like you had started this before.
So this is my start.
What is it going to look like? What is it?
This is... It's a mosaic.
Yeah, you definitely had to start this. 'Cause remember, you walked into my room 2 weeks ago.
This is the one that I said, this is not going to be what it is because I wasn't getting it. Remember, I pulled out the gold.
Yeah, you
and I
gave me the yarn.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
And you didn't bring it for stash enhancements.
I forgot about it until you pulled this out.
This is the pattern.
Because that was 2 weeks ago, you know?
Can you see this? I don't want to show you the... Isn't that pretty? This is Susan Ashcroft. I have got to say that Susan Ashcroft, I tend to gravitate toward her. She does patterns
I don't think I've done any of her patterns.
I've done... I want to say the red shawl, the fuzzy one. That I think that's a Susan Ashcroft. The TMG, I think, is Susan Ashcroft.
TVG?
TVG, thank you.
I thought that was Laura somebody, but maybe I'm wrong.
I thought it was Susan Ashcroft.
You're probably more
I don't
right
know.
than me.
I don't know. I can't remember. I have to check. But I do tend to gravitate toward her patterns regardless. She just seems to have my aesthetic down. And she does things that are simple, but they don't look simple. You know, so I've got a chart in here that I'll be reading, which is, the thing about it is that because it's a panel, I don't have to worry about, I need to talk to somebody who does mosaic more than I do, because I get confused once I'm done, like I'm doing a shawl that's been on the back burner because I can't find anybody to tell me, okay, I'm reading this pattern, what do I do next before I start, you know what I'm saying, I've done this section, I've done this chart, but it doesn't go far enough.
Right.
So do I...
You do repeats, Mom.
I understand, but I don't understand what the repeat is. Does it include the blank spaces? I don't understand how to read the repeats. So that's why I keep telling you I want you to look at it.
Okay, we just haven't gotten around to it.
Yeah. So that's why a lot of my mosaics are on hold, because I don't know how to move forward. I know what to do for the actual mosaic. I just don't know how to move forward with the mosaic. And this one is a panel, so I don't have to worry about that. I'm using the green that I showed you, Miss Babs. I think this is... I don't know what this green is. I don't have a ball band for it. Oh, yes, I do. It's Nori. This is Nori. And this one...
Glory?
I don't know what this is. I don't have the ball band for this. I want to say that Talia gave me this.
It looks like something I might have given you.
We might have traded for it.
We might have.
Or I might have bought this myself, but I can't...
It's hard to tell.
I can't find the ball band. Does anybody know what this is?
It's yarn.
This is Miss Babs, and it's got these really pretty, like, burnt oranges and browns and golds in
It's not
it.
usually something you choose.
I actually like this color,
But it isn't something...
I just don't wear it very often. Because I've always liked autumn colors. I just don't wear it very often. So that's what I'm doing. This is in my Silver Shed USA Tortoise versus Hare 2018? No, 2017. What? 2018, right? 2017 was the other one.
I can't keep track.
I can't
of
remember
all
which one.
what year.
One is 17, one is 18. I think this is the earlier one.
This is the 17. Yeah, because it's both on.
Yeah, this is the
turtled-
17 and this is the 18.
Yes,
Okay.
because the first year had both tortoises and hares.
Oops, it's a bunny. Okay, so I
He
guess.
is.
All right, so
Now it's my turn.
yes.
So I only did a little bit. Actually, I did a little bit more work on this than I thought I did. I wanted to get more on it, but I just did this on Sunday. This is my one of the Sundays. Actually, I can't remember which Sunday I did it on. I feel like it was the more recent Sunday. In my Plover Bird TARDIS Bigger on the Inside bag is my TARDIS Traveler wrap. And this is the I need to remember the name of the case pattern.
Oh, you're talking about the
Dobbinwood.
Doublewood. Yeah, I haven't worked on that yet in a while. It's sitting in my bag waiting for other things to get done.
And also you tend to
look how pretty.
you tend to work on it when it's later because you don't quite get seed stitch.
Yeah.
Um,
And I think it would ruin it to do garter stitch.
so,
Because it might not ruin it if I did garter stitch, but it would be a lot different. It'd be garter stitch and then.
someone did theirs with like green and it was really pretty. I wish I could remember what the colors they used.
Do you think garter stitch would ruin it? I mean, if I did garter stitch here and then did.
It'd be a different look.
Yeah. I
Um,
might do it if I can't get the seed stitch. I don't like seed stitch. It requires too much attention.
I really don't feel like it does. Okay,
That's really pretty.
so my blue keeps curling around the.
It wouldn't do that if you had garter stitch.
So you can see the lace developing.
Okay, I love your pattern, and I'm going to try to do it with the seed stitch or the double moss or whatever you call it.
No, double moss is 2x2. This is 1x1.
Oh, okay.
So there's the lace developing.
Very pretty.
So it'll be very nice, very striking. So this needs to get a little bit more work done on it.
See this? Very cool. Okay. All right.
And it's not like it's a super hard pattern.
No, it's not
I love
hard.
the fact my needles again match.
match. Yes. They're not quite blue. I guess they are blue.
They
Royal
are blue.
Yeah, royal blue, dark purple, whatever they are.
I think if it was against a more purpley project or a greeny project, it might seem more purple.
Could be.
Because I think it's actually. No, I think the ones on your other project are green. No, they're purple. They're purple. Yeah, it's just it tends to take on the shade of the project.
Yeah. Well, metal does that. Okay, I guess we both have one FO. My FO is not as good as yours, so
Oh.
in my Plover Bird sheep bag, I did finish this. I'm not real happy with the way this turned out. The stitches are kind of uneven, and I don't think that I'm going to do another one, but it's a nice little, if you want just a little bit of warmth. So.
It looks pretty.
Yeah, it does look pretty. So that's that. That's it. That's my spirit cow. I guess I should put this in the. I took a picture of it. I should put it in the climb thing.
Yeah, I need to put mine in the climb thing too. I have two things to put in
I
the
have a
climb
couple
thing,
things.
and I have two things to put in the color work thing.
Yes.
So
I'm really bad about doing that.
well, I still haven't heard back from. Well, Kate had something happen in the family though.
Oh, I didn't know that.
It was her mom got sick or something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that's why I think that she didn't see that. She had a bunch going on at the time. I'll just re-ask.
Well,
I
they have a
was-
lot going on.
They do, and I might just have to email instead of expecting them to see it on the Facebook group.
Right.
But
Because I did that when I asked her a question about the colorwork pattern or whatever it was. Yeah, I asked her about the colorwork pattern.
so I finished the cow. It still needs blocked. People kept asking me, what were the things they kept asking me they were? They never got the fact that it was sheep.
yeah, one was
Dogs?
maybe
No.
dog. I want to say someone said a pig, but that's not right.
No.
Goat?
Maybe.
I don't know.
No, it wasn't something that was anywhere near sheep.
Yeah, it was
just-
really a cow. Once somebody said a cow.
And I was like, Cows?
Somebody said something else. I was like, what?
I was like, I thought they looked pretty sheepy.
I think they look like sheep. Actually, I did contact Kay on Facebook. Now I remember.
Okay, maybe I just need to try again.
Yeah.
Did you do it privately or did you do it in the group?
I did in the group.
Yeah.
That's really pretty, Talia.
So, and then I think if I block it, it'll get a little bit, you'll be able to even see the sheep when it's... So, yes. Poor sheeps are hiding. I think when it's blocked, it'll be better.
You can always wear it as a headband.
So I'm going to go rob a bank looking like this.
Everybody will know who you are.
But yes, very happy knit. Just need to start the mitts.
Mitts, mitts, mitts.
So,
Okay.
I finished this during the retreat. But, I mean, I only had, like, the ribbing to do. It wasn't like I was doing complex color work during the retreat.
I do have a frog, and I talked about it briefly when
You have a frog? What's his name?
Ribbit. I do have a frog project, and I talked about it briefly when I mentioned the colorwork project that I started, the mosaic. And what I frogged was the Yellow Brick Road project from the Brick Mosaic Cal. It's nothing to do with the pattern necessarily. I just didn't want to do it really. I picked it up because I thought it would be something to do with the yarn I had. I ended up giving Talia the yarn, and I started a new project. So that one went to the Frog Pond. Frog Pound, because I can't say anything.
There's a pound for frogs.
Yes, pound for frogs. Okay. All right, so moving on. Any royalties?
Yes. Do you have any royalties?
Yes, but I can wait a minute. I'll wait till I get to my Etsy stuff.
Okay, so you saw the tea, but I also didn't show the little one because he always sends the little
he
one
does.
too. And this is Comfort Blend Decaf Black Tea. Decaf black tea, cinnamon chips, orange peel, ginger clove, orange extract, love and gratitude.
I have that one, I think, also in a small package when he sent me a while back.
And I got,
Yes.
with some birthday money,
Isn't that pretty?
I love this
I guess I can use some of my
crucifix.
Christmas money to get the one I want.
Just love that crucifix. Got the crown of thorns around the crucifix, and the crucifix is made up of the large nail for the feet and the two nails making up this one here,
The crossbar.
the crossbar, for the ones for the hands.
Mhm.
And then you have Jesus wearing the crown of thorns
Very nice.
there. So it's a very beautiful rosary.
And this is the young man we were telling you about who's discerning the seminary. He is on
Yeah.
Etsy if you're interested in. If you're interested in that and you want to support that and get a rosary, email us or DM us and we'll give you the shop.
And it's a nice weight to it. I like a nice weighty rosary.
I showed you mine. Ty and I showed you ours last time we had the podcast. She has another one, and I have one that's for the souls in purgatory. So he makes very nice rosaries. I might have to use some of my birthday money for that.
Yeah.
Because I
And-
want to get that one.
And then,
It's all different colors.
yes, if people follow me on Instagram will see that I had been wearing a medical bracelet for a while, but I was wearing one that had like a band like you use for Apple Watch, but something in the plastic of the band from that particular shop, it was actually causing my skin to peel right along the site, and I'm healing up fairly nicely, but I mean you could still tell if you look really closely that I had skin irritation from the watch. From the not the watch, from the medical band. So I ended up trading out. Also, it really wasn't obvious at all that it was a medical band, which is good to a certain extent, but the medical symbol was so small that I'm not sure if someone was looking for it, they'd be able to find it. I did find it's more expensive, but you kind of pay for what you get. This is called Lauren's Hope, and it's a medical band that it looks like a bracelet on one side, but on the other side, like around where a clasp be, it has a very obvious medical symbol.
yeah.
And you flip it over and it has the information on the other side. And it's loose enough so it's not going to break my skin out. And also the materials are good quality.
It's probably hypoallergenic.
Yeah. And this is a mood bracelet one, when I'm at work, it's usually a purple blue. Right now, it's kind of a
Yellow, greeny.
yellow, greeny,
Orange.
orangey kind of color. So I have a couple more of the bracelet ones coming in. Davina's expressed some interest in maybe making bracelets that she can clip onto this for me.
Right, Packing Knits, and anyone else who makes stitch markers with lobster clasps, because that's what they use.
Yeah.
Where do you get those? We need high quality, so they don't break, because Davina would be heartbroken if they broke. So high quality lobster clasps and other findings and things like that. Okay.
Because I will probably accumulating quite a few of these. I have different jewelry for each day, each mood, whatever. I have one for a chain for sleeping, although I can sleep with this on. It's just that when you're sleeping, beads can kind of dig into you a little bit. Nothing that's a big deal, but I'm afraid I'll hurt the beads. So yeah, you pay the price for actual jewelry, but it's really nice. And like I said, if you're passed out, usually someone's going to check your pulse or whatever, and that's where my actual medical
It
symbol
does say
is.
look at your card, right?
It's for you would choose what you want on there. I have on there to my medical condition and to see my emergency medical card, so they can look for my medicines and all that. You couldn't fit all my medicines on this. Plus, they change frequently enough that I'd be constantly buying a new tag.
Right.
But it gives the basics. Some people put their emergency contact information on there. I chose not to. I just told people to look at my medical card.
It's on there, right?
Yeah. So, the most important information for me was to put down the medical condition. I didn't want to just put down pots because I didn't want people to think that I was smoking pot.
Dysautonomia.
I wanted them to understand, no, this is the medical condition, this is what it's called, and I wanted tachycardia spelled out so they know that with the words posterior orthostatic tachycardia, a medical person can figure out, even if they're not familiar with the condition, okay, with those words and what we know those mean, that means they have intolerance to standing and their heart rate goes up. So it could give people clues of how to treat me if I was to pass out. Never have, but just some... and the site's very good about telling you some suggestions of what to put on these if you are considering getting a medical alert bracelet.
Okay.
So, yes.
All right. So now what?
Well, you had a stash enhancement.
I do. I was going to talk about it in the shop, though.
Okay, well then let's go into shop because that's all I have.
Okay.
Oh, really quick. You're going to be seeing next week Apple Watch.
Well, why are you telling them?
Because this is sad. I dropped my Apple Watch when I woke up today, and you can't tell, but it is shattered, the screen. Okay. So I have a new one coming in. It's very sad.
Ready?
Yeah.
Okay. I am going to be putting up pre-orders for the Autism Awareness / Sparkle Like the Star You Are alongs. Okay, the 2 alongs. I will be taking pre-orders for Makes Me Happy.
Makes happy.
And
Oh, that's funny. You did dye up more of that when I worked on that project. It's a shame I didn't bring out the turtle itself to
If
show.
You're Happy and You Know It, okay, because these are now I'm doing those 2. I will consider doing bright color yarns, but they won't be on pre-order. Other bright color yarns. These are the pre-orders. Okay, Happy and You Know It, and It Makes Me Happy. And then the Sparkle Like the Star You Are, for it specifically, this is called Follow Your Star. Right, Follow Your Star.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Okay. And this is on my Stardust base. Can't see it very well, the sparkle here, but it is on the Stardust base. Can you see that? And this is a couple of different blues, a gold and a yellow. So this is Sparkle Like the Star You Are. This will count if it's on the sparkle base, which is basically what I think I'm going to be doing this on. The Stardust base is will count for both the Sparkle Along and the Autism Awareness, because one of the colors for Autism Awareness is this blues. These blues. So this has a little bit of green in it as well, and it is in the Stardust Base Fingering Sock. I do have the Stardust Base available in DK as well, and I can get it in bulky if you want to. But if you want to pre-order the bulky, you have to let me know sooner rather than later because I have to order it. and I need to make sure that I can get it because sometimes my supplier runs out of it. Okay, so that's this. And this will be going up soon. Now, this is a bulky weight yarn, and this, I haven't named it yet.
I thought you had.
I thought I had, but I didn't write it down. Okay, this is,
That's pretty.
it's, at first I didn't know how I was going to like it. This was a dry dye, and I thought that when I put the blue over the yellow, it would be a lot more green, but it didn't. And I was really excited. It's very painterly.
It is very painterly.
And it's a very pretty color. This is a bulky. Be great for a hat. Or something like that. And this is 100% superwash merino. It's 137 yards. You could even do a baby sweater out of this if you wanted to. If it's a newborn. Potentially. So this is really pretty. I haven't quite decided if I want to put it up in the shop. So if you like this and you want it, let me know before I decide to keep it for myself. I have to get the tags on this. This is also in my sparkle base, in my Stardust base, fingering sock. And this is what a maroon. Okay, so this will count for the sparkle along. It might not count for the I'm not sure if it's bright enough for the autism awareness, but it would. I think it would count for the multiple myeloma cal.
I think it would.
In,
Yeah, she said any shades red. Didn't
Any
she?
shades of red. So that's this. Now,
I wonder if she includes pink like we did for the cardiac.
I don't know. We'd have to ask her.
I mean, I'm not much of a pink person.
We're talking about Vanilla Sock Pig and the Vanilla Sock Pig podcast. I need to put her down there. So these are going to go in the shop. Now I want to show you, this goes into my acquisitions, which this is, if you like this base and you want me to keep it, this will be my Comet base. And this is a fingering sock. And it's got a little less yardage than my Stardust base. It's got 411 yards as opposed to 467. But, I don't know if you can tell, but this is it's
They
plied.
can't tell.
Okay, it's applied. Let me show you something. I wasn't going to show you guys, but I'll show you because you can see it better.
Yeah, you can definitely see it better this way.
Can you see this?
Yes, they can.
That is what it looks like when it's dyed up. Okay? This is a fingering sock. There's 411 yards. If you want, I have a limited supply of this right now. I can get more. But if you want it in one of the colorways that we are pre-ordering, I will put what you can order it in, whether it's sparkle base or if it's sparkle base, whether it's my Stardust base, which is the overall kind of
Light
sparkle, or if you want the lesser yardage but more shimmer and shine, this is the we call the Comet base, and this is only in fingering sock, whereas the Stardust can be in DK or bulky as well. And I will also give you the option of I have almost everything in my shop in terms of bare yarn right now, so I may be a bit limited, but I can get out pretty much what you want. So just let me know if you want the Comet base or the Stardust base for your shimmering your sparkle yarn.
I was thinking I need to start working on my sparkle sweater again when the sparkle long starts.
So these are the two that I that will be pre-orders, along with this one. Okay, it's really pretty. I think it would make a fantastic hat or scarf or mitts or almost anything.
Oopsie, it's a bunny.
And so this can be on the sparkle base. So those are going to be the pre-orders. I will put out some things that are bright that are not pre-order as well. So you can make a decision on that as well.
Yeah, you don't have to decide before. You can still impulse buy.
Yeah, you can impulse buy if you want to, but these two that I showed you are not for sale. The one of my Comet base, those are a gift. So I wasn't going to show it to you, but I don't think the person watches. So, okay, so that's that. I have to put these back on my shelf because they're already in the shop. All right. Anything else?
Nope, I'm almost done picking out my my yarn. I'm really happy.
Awesome.
I did such a good job picking up stitches.
And these won't be in the shop. Yes, you did. These won't be in the shop until I start getting pre-orders because I want to.
Right.
I'm gonna be doing a coupon code, one for people who are watching the podcast and one for people who don't. You guys are gonna get a better discount code because you guys watch us, you support us, and I want you to get the better discount code. So it'll take me a little time to get that put together. Think about what it is you want. I will try to get the thread up in the next few days.
So here's my question: since you do it for people who watch the podcast, does that mean that you would only put up the code in the Ravelry group, or if people happen to watch?
It has to be in the Ravelry group.
Okay.
It does have to be in the Ravelry group. I'm not going to put it up on YouTube, and I'm not going to say it on YouTube because then it defeats the purpose. Because people who watch us maybe come by and they stumble on it, or they.
You want it to be consistent watchers.
Yes, and I will probably also give the code to whoever is doing the along with us. So that they will have the same code we have because they are participating through that group. So I have to work that out. Okay. All right. Let me see. I lost my thing here. Poop doodles.
Pooping doodles again.
Because I might do some Happy Mail on the Sparkle.
Sorry.
Might do some Happy Mail on the Sparkle, and stuff like that. If you know, I think there's an option if people show an interest in that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But the okay, that's enough about that. I don't have much more to say.
Okay, well, doesn't that lead into then Knitting Ephemera?
It does.
Unless you have anything for author, not author intrusion.
I'm still reading. I did my prompt. Yeah. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Autobiography. I'm still reading. I kind of dropped off on Into the Gleam. It just isn't holding my interest like I hoped it would. It's not that it's a bad story. The story's good. I just can't. I can't
get into it.
I can't connect to the characters. And I finished the one on Leonie and started. I think I said this last week. I started The Power of Silence by Cardinal Sarah. That's really good. But let me see, the Knitting Ephemera. I got a couple of responses saying that they liked the Knitting Ephemera and we hadn't done the
yes, I had heard.
Whimsical Headgear. But it was Whimsical Headgear that we asked about, right?
Yes. I didn't think we had done it. I thought that was the week that we didn't get to do it because we were too long or something.
Right. And we're getting long now, too, so I got to move along here.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Whimsical Headgear from Knitting Ephemera that Laura Smoot gave us. Okay. Elizabeth Zimmerman once wrote, and this brings me to hats, to which the sky is the limit. People will put anything on their heads. It seems to me for two reasons. Either it keeps them warm or it makes them feel cute. A survey of hat patterns on the website Ravelry.com reveals headgear shaped like owls, berries, apples, pineapples, pumpkins. Note that owls are first. Fish, porcupine with quills naturally, chicken heads, dinosaurs, bears, bunnies, kittens, and puppies, cowboy hat, top hat, jester hat, Santa hat, pirate hat, elf hat, and nurse hat, wizard and witch hats, Christmas trees, the Grinch, monsters, candy corn, Thanksgiving turkeys, cupcakes, cornrows, slugs. Why would anybody put a slug on their head?
I was thinking, why would anyone put a chicken on their head either?
Yeah. Faux beards, which I have seen, faux beards, princess hat with crown and braids, sharks, leprechauns, sock monkeys, baseballs.
Why would you put a sock monkey on your head?
I don't know. Baseballs, spider webs, a human brain, Medusa's...
Yes, I've seen the human brain. It's super
Medusa's hair, I've seen that, I think. A unicorn with a rainbow mane, a Viking hat, and a chicken Viking hat. Okay, and apparently this is the chicken Viking hat. Can you see that?
It's basically drumsticks, guys.
So that is your...
Very random.
Very random. Okay. Very random Knitting Ephemera. Okay, anything else?
Other than the fact that this is a really cool technique, that's a little awkward but cool. Huh.
Are we quite finished?
Yes.
Okay. We want to thank you for being with us. And before we say goodbye, I want to thank all the people who have commented both on Ravelry and YouTube. But we'd like to make sure that we kind of shout out the people on YouTube. We want to thank Pat and Brittany and Vanilla Sock Pig and Wombat of Doom 53 and Renna and Packiness Design and Joan. If we missed anybody, these are the people I saw up to this morning. So I apologize if I missed anybody. We are also very grateful for the people who comment on the Ravelry thread. I think I got everybody this time around.
I know I didn't, but you know,
so
Mom's more awesome than me.
If I missed anybody, again, I apologize. I did my best to get to everybody. We once again welcome our new moderator, who is Brittany.
Welcome, Brittany.
We're glad to have her with
Yay.
us. She's been with us
This has been
forever.
something we've been thinking about for a while, Brittany.
Yeah, Brittany, and I told her that when I asked her. She has been on our list of
On our short list.
our short list of moderators for a very long time. So we're glad to have her with us. All right, so that's that. We are planning on podcasting next Saturday, right?
Yeah, there's no reason why we shouldn't.
There's no reason why we shouldn't. So hopefully we'll get a little earlier start, though. But
Yeah, late start because my Apple Watch decided to break, and I was trying to figure out how to put in a new order.
yeah, and then I got kind of a late start this morning as well, just for whatever reason. But we'll try to do better with that. Not that you guys will really know that, but it'll be easier for us. In the meantime, we wish you a wonderful, blessed week full of knitting, crocheting, crafting, baking, whatever it is that, you know, makes you happy. We hope that you can get out in this weather that's starting to become a little more pretty. And we hope to see you back here for the Fun in the Woman Cave next week. This is the Pen, Hook, and Needles podcast, episode 348, and that's a wrap.
Bye.